Hi Amy, how are you?
I'm good.
Good, good. All right, well thank you for coming in again today.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Excellent, it's really good to see you.
You too.
Good to see you. So I think today we're going to start by just kind of doing a little bit of a check-in, okay?
Okay.
So we've met a few times now, and it's been a pleasure meeting with you and a pleasure getting to know you and gathering some information. But the last few weeks, we've left you with a mood chart that we've kind of gone over every week since we started meeting. So give me some feedback on what you think of those mood charts.
I like the mood chart. It really
Good.
helps me focus. I like that the time's written down, so I don't have to worry about what time. I can just go block by block, and I like that it's every 2 hours, so it's not too much. And then I like that I get a choice of my feelings or my mood, so I don't have to think about that. So yeah, that's what I like about it.
Good, good. I would definitely agree that it's very helpful. I'm glad that we took some time to create this together. So you have a chart that really works for you, that is really individualized. It helps me because a lot can happen in a week's time. So if I don't see you for a week, a lot can happen in that time that I really, when we meet, it's kind of like a review where we really kind of go through, we really see what events happened. We can try to visualize those and try to figure out if there's any patterns at all with those mood fluctuations. So, and also it's trying to bring you to more of a self-awareness too. So do you find that helps with having the mood chart, that you really are becoming more self-aware of when things are happening? And
yeah, because it already has the moods for me, and so I don't have that added stress of wondering what my mood might be, or so it's easier for me to have a choice.
Right.
And then I can see how my moods fluctuate during the day too. So I like that because I'm a visual person, so to have the chart. So I'm glad that we were able to do that together. That's helpful.
Me too. And that's really what, in our meetings together, I really want this to be collaborative. I want this to be, that we're working on things together. I want to find things that work for you. Not everything's going to work for every single person, so we really want to make sure that we're doing things that are working for you.
Yeah.
So I have a model here that I want to show you, okay? Because a lot of what we're doing in our session is focusing on cognitive as well as behavioral aspects, okay? So I just want you, this handout is something that you can keep.
So what's cognitive?
The cognitive is your mind.
Oh, okay.
Cognitive, and then there's a behavioral aspect. So in this model is going to help you understand really the cognitions behind your behaviors. Okay.
So what I think.
So, yep. So it starts with a situation, okay, that something happens, and this can be anything from A to Z. There are multiple possibilities for what this situation can be. Okay. The next step is the thoughts. So the situation as you interpret it. So something happens, and what are your thoughts behind that situation? They can be automatic thoughts that just kind of pop into your mind, that just kind of happen, okay? The next step would be your emotions. So a feeling occurs as a result of the thought, okay? So first we have the situation, we have your thoughts about the situation as you interpret it, and then we have the emotions that are a result of your thoughts. The next step is the behaviors, that they're an action in response to the emotions that started with the situation.
I see that. All connected there.
Okay. So that's just something too, as you're gaining some self-awareness skills through your mood fluctuations. I really want you to be aware of this model. Okay? Because we're going to explore the thoughts eventually a little bit further. Because we have the behaviors and we have the emotions that we've talked about and that we've learned that you typically have. Now we kind of want to explore the thoughts, and then we'll try to explore the situations when those thoughts usually arise. Okay?
So can I keep this?
You absolutely
I
can.
have a visual of what's going on. Okay.
You absolutely can. So that's something that we'll just keep kind of referring back to as we go. Okay. In addition, I like I said, we've met a few times now, and I'm wondering if you're curious as to what I might be thinking about, how things are going or what might be going on. So we've gathered a lot of information. I've met with Joe and Karen. I've met with you. We have a lot of history there. You've been through a lot of traumatic things in your life. that really, I think, you even have a past diagnosis of depression
Mhm.
and a past experience with psychotropic antidepressants.
Yeah.
So I think that there was also some concern surrounding some bipolar genetic family history that, truthfully, I don't know that your fluctuations, to reassure you, rise to that level. Okay, so I think it's a matter of just your depression.
One of my worries too.
Right. I think it's a matter of just your depression kind of sneaking up on you.
Yeah.
And you had some really difficult precipitating factors, meaning the death of your grandpa, the death of your grandpa, and the DCFS case opening, and really some traumatic things that really can trigger that. That when things are going well, you don't really think about, and that depression, can sneak up on you. So with that said, I'm going to give you another handout if that's okay.
Okay.
I
Yeah.
think, the more that we can do together and the more insight that you can gain on your own, the better.
Okay.
Okay? So when you're having a depression state, and that can last, as we've seen, a day, that can last in a few hours, that can last a few days.
Right.
But when you're in those states, we really want to try to think of ways and coping skills that can really try to help activate you and try to help pull you out of that state. Okay? So this handout is a positive activities handout.
Okay.
So this is really a list of examples that you enjoy. It can be anywhere from spending time with Dylan, it can be cheerleading, it can be going for a walk, it can be any activity at all. I just want you to jot down some ideas, okay? Then we're going to rate those as to ease and as to how rewarding they are to you.
Okay.
So how easy are they on a certain scale, and how rewarding are they? Okay? So I'll give you that, so you can explore some activities maybe that I'm sure you're thinking about right now, that you can put down, so that we can explore really, when you're in those depression states, what can we do to help activate you and to pull you out of those?
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
And I have another exercise that I'd like to try with you today.
Okay.
That is something that you can do on your own time. It's something that Joe and Karen can do with you. Because I think there's those times that we have the depression states or days or hours. And then there's also times when you might be feeling really overwhelmed.
I feel that way a lot.
Yeah. And possibly maybe agitated, And so I know that that's something that really bothered you, is that when you interact with Joe and Karen, you feel really bad that, some days you can't get out of bed, and then other days, you're feeling really, yeah, and that may cause some friction, and that may cause some conflict. So I want to be sure that I'm giving you the tools that you can use on your own, that when you're in either one of those two states, that we help to really regulate you, okay? So this exercise is called mindful breathing. Are you familiar with what mindfulness means?
Does it mean when you think about stuff?
Right. That's very good. It means really trying to be in the here and in the now. Okay, so really trying to focus on one thing in particular. And mindfulness and mindful breathing, of course, means that you're going to really try to focus on your breathing. Okay, so this is kind of a relaxation exercise for you that you can use in the moment. You can use at the end of the day, every day, just to kind of get you started on a nice, mindful note. Okay. So let's try and start with sit comfortably, relax, sit kind of straight, and if you're comfortable, you can certainly close your eyes. Bring your attention to your breathing for me. Okay. All right. Now I want you to imagine that you have a balloon in your belly. And every time you breathe in, that balloon inflates. Every time you're going to breathe out, that balloon is going to deflate. I want you to become aware of the sensations in your abdomen as the balloon inflates and deflates. Your abdomen rising with the breath and falling with the out breath. So I want you to practice taking a few deep breaths. Thoughts may come into your mind, and that's perfectly okay. That's really just naturally what the human mind does. I want you to become aware of these thoughts, but yet bring your attention back to your breathing. You're going to notice sounds around you. The air conditioning running, maybe the birds outside, doors closing. But each time I want you to bring your mind back to your breathing. You don't have to follow thoughts or feelings that come into your mind, and you don't have to judge yourself for having them. Just remember to bring your mind back to your breathing. Take notice of these thoughts, yet let them drift on by, and bring yourself back to your breathing. Whenever you notice your attention has drifted off and you're becoming caught up in thoughts or feelings, notice that the attention has drifted and gently bring your attention back to your breathing. It's perfectly okay and natural for thoughts to enter your awareness. You don't have to allow your attention to follow them. Just become mindful and bring your thoughts back to your breathing. All right, you can open your eyes.
That was relaxing.
Good,
Yeah.
good. I'm glad to hear that. I think that this is a technique that I use myself, that I really feel is very relaxing. That I've heard a lot of other people say too, that they really like the mindfulness.
Yeah, I like it. Plus, it's something I can do myself. I don't really need to be around other people, especially if I'm in one of those moods.
Right. And it's something too that you can do music, if that's a calming thing for you. And like I said, even if there becomes a time that you want someone to do that with you, Karen can take my role, Joe can take my role. Somebody to just kind of help you, put you in that mindfulness state. Okay?
Yeah, sounds
All
good.
right, I'll give you that too.
Okay.
All right. So how are you feeling after we met today?
Good. I feel a little better that we worked on it together and that I have visual stuff and I have I learned a new coping skill today with breathing, so I think that would be helpful.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent. I'm really glad that you're giving such positive feedback. And you're really trying to find things that are going to work for you.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I mean, I want to feel better, so.
All right.
Okay.
Well, thank you, Amy.
All right. Thanks.
See you next week.
All right. Bye.
Thanks.